Hello once again, YouTube. Today it's time to look at the third game in the Mega Man Legacy Collection, the aptly named Mega Man 3. Again, we are looking at the Xbox One version of the collection, and all controls and buttons will be referenced to as such. The first point I gotta make with this game is it feels like the difficulty has been turned up to 11. I immediately noticed an increase in difficulty having played the first two games in such a close time span, and a lot of this is to accommodate for a few new game mechanics. For instance, Mega Man now has the ability to slide, which can get him out of some sticky situations, but it's also mandatory to progress in more than a few places in the game. Just hold down the down button on the directional pad and press the A button and away he goes. However, colliding with an enemy will still damage our hero, so be mindful of this as you progress. The other major game mechanic change is Mega Man now has a summonable robotic canine companion named Rush, who can assist him with different things. At the start of the game, Rush can only assist Mega Man as the Rush Coil, abbreviated as RC in the power-up selection. This allows Mega Man to use Rush as a springboard to reach ordinarily out-of-reach places, power-ups, and platforms. Later in the game, Rush can also be used as both a jetpack and a submersible vehicle to assist Mega Man against the toughest of Dr. Wily's creations yet. Having never played any of the games past Mega Man 3, and previously knowing more about the series now than what I did when the games were first released, I do want to make a mention that it's worth noting that the Japanese title of the game translates to Mega Man 3, The End of Dr. Wily. So one could speculate that this may have been at one point considered the stopping point of the franchise with the simple trilogy. This would also explain the ramp up in difficulty as well, as it would make it feel like Dr. Wily is kind of making his last stand against Dr. Light and his superpowered cyborg friend. Mega Man 3 is probably my favorite game of the three I have played so far because of the level of difficulty that's been added in with the new mechanics without changing much of the Mega Man core concept. Everything is still the open mission based. You can complete the 8 bases in any order you wish, and once again, each of the bosses at the end has a particular weapon that the other bosses give to Mega Man upon defeat. So there's a clear advantage in completing the stages because once again, these bosses will also have a weakness to certain weapons, though every single one of them with the right amount of skill can be taken down with the standard issue Mega Blaster. The game suffers still from the same flaws as the previous entries though. There's still so many enemies that you can't damage consistently because your Mega Blaster projectiles just pass directly overhead because there's still no crouch to shoot function. And it's also worth noting, and I should probably have mentioned this to you guys in the previous videos as well, tapping the Y button on the Xbox controller allows Mega Man to turbo fire 3 shots in rapid succession, which is the most you can have on screen at any one time. This can help you immensely while fighting some of the more complex battles, allowing the window of opportunity to land up to 3 shots at once instead of 1 blow before waiting for the window to attack to come back open. Once again, there is still no overhead shooting or underneath shooting, which is discouraging, given how a well-placed vertical shot can save you some frustration by preventing some of the enemies from spawning. And then also, another thing that frustrated me was that you can't shoot down. Some of the enemies have the ability to clip through the floor and come up at you from underneath the soil. That, in a sense, makes them invincible unless you can lure them out of hiding by positioning yourself up on higher ground. And it can be a serious pain in the ass. But even with that considered, you're still looking at a collection of 6 titles for $14.99. And I still recommend giving all 3 games that we've reviewed so far a playthrough. And for me, the best part of this is not just the trip down memory lane playing the first 3 games of the set, but from here on out, it's going to be all brand new experiences for me. 3 entire games remain to be recovered in this series of videos, and a lot of work must be done to bring you 3 equally freshed out experiences. And in the meantime, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more awesome game reviews, poetry, and more. And as always, thank you for watching.